Well, guys, it's Sunday here, and of course it's back to Monday morning discussion already. I can't believe it comes around so quick. So excuse my voice. Started yesterday, and it's just getting worse. So today I thought I'd have Jesse out. And he can hang on the jungle gym today, and while I discuss some questions that came in last week, and thank you very much for them. I'll try and keep it more on him than actually on me today. So we'll pull this up, and hopefully you can see Jesse, so long as he doesn't climb over onto the camera, which is exactly what he is going to do. He might be worse than Lily actually, which is hard to beat, but you never know with them. So a question that came in from September Girl 70. Jesse, please. I don't think I can move this far enough away. He's going to be able to get to this thing no matter where, well, the camera, no matter where I actually put it. So I'm going to be grabbing him during this video. But basically, I'll move it back just fractionally. Yes, September Girl 70 sent me in a comment, which was she wanted to know what was the most chosen species here in Australia for people to have. And, you know, I would say it would be within the children's python species. And there's such a variety of those. So, you know, you've got your, and I've written things down because I just would not remember, you know, but you have got your spotted, your Stimsons, your pygmies, you know, which are all within that range. And, you know, people get them because they're a good size. You know, lots of people just don't go for the bigger ones. And personally, you know, I don't mind any, but it would be your children's. I personally have not had one. So, of course, as you know, I'm going to be getting a new baby. But I was just told, I was over the shop yesterday, and I was told that a blonde python. Now, I say a blonde python. They're not very common at all. But we call them blonde pythons, and I'll find out more about that, but has had babies. And I remember knowing she was having babies. Well, I'm so pulled right now. I love Luna, and I think her babies will be amazing, but I also know these ones will be absolutely incredible. So, and these ones have hatched and are about to have their first shed and their first meal. So anyway, you know, you don't know. You know, I may have a video up soon of a new baby or not. But anyway, children's python definitely is what people go for. You know, and a lot of young kids are getting into it, which is fabulous. And definitely that variety of is really handable for the younger kids to get their start into owning a snake and caring for one. It's the caring for. You know, the bigger the snake, not that they're more difficult, but for a young kid, I could see it being a little bit more difficult. So I hope that answers that particular question. Now, going a little bit off path, because I also got a message from a guy in England, Philip, who we were discussing hook, using the hook, when, how. And I am a believer in there are times when that's needed, and I've never actually had to do that with any of my guys. So, but I do know there are species out there that do require it, or not just the species, it's just who they are. They have a much bigger feeding response than Jack or Jessie or Lily. So, you just go with what your particular guy is like. But Philip has Madagascan, well, the general boas, and he has a female. But, he says that, their feeding response is quite massive, actually, and he does have to, with her, I don't know about the others, but with her he does have to use the hook. And, he said he just gives it a rub across the body. And absolutely. But, if you're going in from the top, not always easy to get to that body unless you've got this great big long hook. And I guess you would have, but they can come up pretty high too. So, I just suggested putting them on the nose, and I just pushing them down. Not that I've done it, but I would tend to put on the nose and just give them a slight little nudge on the nose, and I think they would get the idea that you're not going to actually feed them. So just touching on that very briefly to clarify with Philip that no, I didn't mean banging them on the nose with the hook at all. So now we'll go into the caring for a hatchling, because it is so different than to caring for an older snake. And basically, I touched on, a tub and size, and the size of a shoebox is all they need, and a couple of hides, one at the cool end, one at the cooler end, their water bowl, and a bit of a branch if they're like to get off the ground species, which they all do to some degree. Just put a little stick or something in there that's secure, not that they're heavy and it's going to go knocking off, but secure, and give them something to get off the ground. As you might see, I've clicked back in because I lost my train of thought and got sidetracked on something out there, but we're talking hatchling. So basically temperatures that you're actually going to need for these guys, and I've done them in Fahrenheit and Celsius. So, and I have to look for the Fahrenheit, guys, sorry, but basically your warm end, you'd be looking at 85, 86 Fahrenheit, which is 29, 30 Celsius here. For your cooler end, you're looking at the 79 Fahrenheit, which is the 26, 27 Celsius here in Aussie land. Jesse's slowly going to bring his head up here. So, but watch your baby. They're spending too much time over the cool side, then you know that your warm end's too hot. So take it down a degree and just keep watching until you see your baby, oh, he's over the cool side now, which means you've got the warm end absolutely perfect. So it is observation, and I will reiterate that time and time again. It is watching your baby. Also, I'll touch on the feeding. How many times a week do you feed your new baby? Because I think that's a question that doesn't get said a lot or answered. And I feed twice a week when I have a baby. Of course, you know, feeding them, you buy your pinkies, and there are various, you know, you don't get pinkies in a packet that are all specifically that particular size. They can vary a little bit. So picking the size is no rounder, absolutely no rounder than what your baby's belly is. That's, well, for me, I think that is extremely important. So, but twice a week. So, you know, Wednesday, Saturday, you know, just a couple of times over the week. Now, if there was anything else that I was going to touch on while lighting, they don't know. You know, if you've got your baby near the outside lighting, that's enough for them. You know, at night, of course, everything goes dark. You know, I keep my babies down in my bedroom where it's quiet and peaceful. So it's the perfect place for them to get them established. And I go down regularly and have a look and see what they're doing, and you know, I will get them out and hold them and so forth. But you know, my guys I know are disease free and are perfectly fine, and there's nothing wrong with them. But you know, you still have to have quarantine standards to some degree. And I know I'm going to get this hatchling and it's going to be healthy, but it's been with a lot of other snakes as well. So there has to be an element of quarantine involved when you bring a snake home. But that's a whole nother story as well, guys, but it's a part of it. And also, the quieter the room, the better for your baby to settle in. So there you go. Just a little bit more. Now, my question for next week is, why did you choose a young one? Or if you bought an older one, why you went with that? You know, people have reasons for getting a baby or getting an older snake, and I do know what they are and can be, but I want to hear why you would choose a younger or an older one, and your reasons for doing actually that. And if there's anything more that you want to know about bringing a hatchling home and the care of it, leave a comment in the comment box and I'll answer it for you. So, you know, thanks guys for watching my Monday discussion, and of course leaving some comments for me. It's fabulous, and I really want to keep it going. I think it's important. You know, well, I'm starting from the start with your hatchling and working my way up to other bits as well. So, you know, I will discuss other topics as we go along. So anyway, guys, like, subscribe, and more videos to come. Bye, everybody.